Since the time the Trump has been elected for the US president, so many news are coming for the politics, economy, and this time it is steel. Hello and welcome to the InNews series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about 25% tariff on steel and what would be impact on India. And this session is important for your GS 2 as well as GS 3 perspective. So moving towards the points of discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we are going to discuss about because of this announcement, what would be impact on India, and in that impact, we are going to discuss an overview about the steel production and what were the problems faced by the Indian companies and what is the current market situation. And then we are going to discuss about the concluding remarks of this whole discussion, and after that we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to this TIAS channel. Moving towards to the news part. So as I have already told you that since the election of America, there was so many news is coming from the America, and all that news has a global significance because we are living into the global world where every action is not independent. Suppose that if India will take any action related to the steel production, related to the textile production, then definitely it will impact to the other nation because India's textile is very much famous and so many countries imports textiles from India. So that's why it's very important in today's world that whatever decisions we are taking we should also take care of the global impact, that what would be a global impact. And in the case of America, we can see a new announcement that 25% tariff will be on the steel. So first of all, we should know that what is tariff. So tariff is a tax imposed on the imported goods and exported goods by any government. So this is the news which we are going to discuss about the today's class. So coming to the discussion part, so we have this Drishti IAS Noida, and our Noida address is C171/2 Block A, Sector 15, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, and nearest metro station is Noida, Sector 15. And we have classes available in both the medium, Hindi medium and English medium, and IAS Foundation course is available. So these are the details of the classes. For English medium, 17th of February, and for Hindi medium, 21st of February. We have also classes in Karol Bagh. So do check that, and if you want to know more information about any classes or any branch related to Drishti IAS, because we have several branches across the country, you can call on to the number 87501. So coming to the discussion part, so the first discussion would be the impact on India, and there will be a various impact on India. So first we are going to discuss about the risk of price pressure and dumping. So because of this decision, there was so many circulation of news into the steel market, and so many economic experts and the people who are associated with the steel production has predicted that there are chances that there will be the dumping of cheaper products in India. So let's look at what is this scenario. So global steel trade is already facing disruption due to protectionist policies, and this policies of America is very protectionist in nature because they are trying to boost their own domestic production. And India fears an influx of cheap steel imports due to the trade diversion because people could not trade in America, so they will look other options, and in that case there are chances that there will be more dumping by the China. So this is the case. And dumping, selling at lower than market prices. So first of all, we should know that what is dumping. So selling any product lower than the market prices is called as dumping. So if China will dump products in India, then it will be a very problematic case for India, and it will hamper India's domestic production. So coming to the next one. Which is about export challenge for India's steel maker. So India's steel export to US are relatively small. So if there is a question that if there will be any direct impact or not, so there will be no direct impact, but as I have said that we are living in a global world, so if any country is taking any decision, then definitely indirectly it will impact another nation. And in case of India also, this is the similar case, that we do not trade directly with the America, and we trade in a very small manner, but we have other markets, and if America will impose tariff, then people will look for the other markets, and in that case our other markets will impacted. So this is the case. So tariff could disrupt global steel trade, and Moody's rating warns that increased competition due to US tariff could make it harder for Indian steel producers to export to international markets. And in Trump's previous term also, Indian steel exports to EU, which is European Union, were impacted as Chinese steel diverted from the US. So the Chinese products were going to the US, but there was a high tariff, so the Chinese started importing to the European Union, and in that case there was a gap in case of India, because India could not trade to the European Union because China was already selling and importing their products to the European Union. So that would be indirect impact on India. Now we'll discuss the another aspect, which is about the government response. So what would be the government response, and did government responded to this particular situation? So India's Ministry of Commerce and Industry launched a safeguard duty to investigation in December 2024 to assess the risk posed by the rising steel imports. And Indian Steel Association highlighted that since the US imposed the first round of steel tariffs in 2018, 129 trade remedy measures have been imposed globally against the steel imports. So if we're talking about that government is responding to this particular situation or not, then government is constantly responding to this particular situation, and with aligning with other nations, the government is trying that there should be remedies for such kind of the tariffs. And Indian Steel Association warned that overcapacity in countries like China, Japan and South Korea is a major threat to domestic steel manufacturer. So this is also one of the things, because China, Japan, South Korea are producing a lot, and if they will not get the market, they will also look for another country, and in that case there will be harm for the domestic manufacturer in India. Now we'll discuss the another aspect, which is about the market reaction. So Indian steel stock fell sharply, and here we have this example: SAIL minus 4.67%, Tata Steel minus 3.11%, JSW Steel minus 2.20%, Jindal Steel and Power minus 0.72%. So all these we can see there is a negative trend. And if we'll discuss about, we already had discussed about that there will be a significant impact on India, but we have to also discuss that what other countries will also be impacted by this tariff. So global impact: South Korean steel stocks also dropped as their government held emergency discussion with steel makers. European Commission warned that it would take countermeasures against US tariff if they are implemented, and meanwhile US steel stocks surged because there is a protectionist policy happening in US. So these are the global impact we can see, and this is not just case of Korea and European Commission, this is the case of the entire world. So here we'll discuss some more aspect. So what would be the concluding remark of this whole discussion? So the first remark is that will India get impacted or affected by such kind of the announcement? Yes, India will be impacted, but not directly, and there will be some impact on India's steel production, and there are chances that domestic producers and domestic manufacturers have to face threat because of such kind of the sanctions. And biggest concern is the possibility of the surge in cheap steel import from the China, because China will start dumping into India, and if people will get steel at a cheaper prices, so they will prefer the Chinese product. So this is the biggest concern we have, and Indian government must take proactive step regarding this unfair competition. Because of this there will be unfair competition in the market because of the availability of the cheap products. So we must take care, and government had to respond it in a very positive manner so that there will be no harm to the domestic manufacturers. So this would be the concluding remark of the whole discussion, that we do have impact from the US tariff policies, and Indian government had to intervene in this matter so that our domestic market remains stable. So coming to the question part, which of the following statement about India's steel trade is correct? India is a major steel exporter to the US and will be directly affected by Trump's tariff. India has imposed counter tariff on US steel in response to the new policies. India's main concern is steel dumping due to trade diversion from other countries. The Indian government has banned all steel imports from China. So this is very easy one. We had already discussed all the aspects of this question. So you can answer into the comment section. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to this session, kindly ask into the comment section. And you have to also prepare this topic for the mains, that if any countries announce any kind of tariff and sanction, how India will be impacted. And for any sanctions, any tariff, you have to think in the context of India. That would be more useful for your mains examination. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.